Hi everybody, it's Cindy from Ideas Times 2. Welcome back to our channel. I don't know about you, but this happens to me all the time where I'm done with the journal. I think I'm done, but something doesn't feel quite right, like it needs a little something more to finish it up. And sometimes I'll sit there for a long time and not have any ideas. Other times things come pretty quick. But I thought what I would do today, and probably on another video or two, share some ideas that I have for finishing touches. Like the journal's done, but it's not quite finished. What can you add, one or two things to kind of send it over the top? A little zhuzhing to make your journal just right. So this project, for all intents and purposes, could be done. I have, the cover's finished, it's bound. Everything looks good on the inside. I've got, a small junk journal. I've got lots of pockets and places to put things. But when I look at it here on the outside, I'm like, it doesn't feel quite right. So I'm going to add a couple of things that will, I think, make it just right. So I thought the first thing I would do is maybe add a dangle. And I really can't add one to the side because I've bound it kind of traveler's notebook style. So I really can't put anything on the side. So I think I'm going to put an eyelet here and then add a dangle to the front cover. I think I'll be able to do that with this cover. Probably have to take the stuff out of the pocket before I do that, but I think it'll be good. So what I'm going to do is use my crocodile to add an eyelet just right up here in the top corner, and hopefully I won't mess it up now that it really is pretty much done. There are lots of different kinds of dangles you can do. Today I'm going to do something fairly simple, and for lots of reasons, but I don't want this, sometimes on my journals I'll make a tassel or something. This is really not the right kind of project for a tassel. So I just want to add a little something extra, and I have a bunch of stuff, and so I'll kind of show you what I have. What I've been kind of thinking. I've got this gorgeous bee charm. It's kind of heavy though, so I'm not 100% sure about using that for this. I have this adorable little dangle that says bee, and since this is a bee journal, I'm kind of leaning towards this because it's lightweight, and I think that'll be cute. It's got a little bit of yellow on there, and I've got yellow on my cover. I have some other charms that I thought would be kind of cute. There's a bee, a flower, and this medallion charm. So I'm kind of thinking maybe, I'm definitely leaning towards this. And my sister Betsy made this, and it's just some beads on some wire with a ring on the end. And let me show you some of the other ones. She sent me an amazing package of Happy Mail a little while ago, and so I've been using these kind of sparingly, but you can see all of the different kinds of things that you can do. This one has rings on both ends. You could add, you could put it you know, I across like the elastic in the front, or you know, add put it in a tassel. Lots of things you can do with beads to make dangles. So I think I'm going to go with that. And I'm going to go for the absolute simplest kind of dangle that you can do, which is just using a bead chain. And this already has a ring on the top. Kind of butterfingers today. And I could add buttons, other beads, other charms, but I'm going to see how this looks just as is. Put that through the eyelet. Oops. I have a flipping issue. So I could leave it just like this. I think it's cute. I think it might be a little long, and bead chains are really simple to make shorter. You can just, you know, snip off an end with a pair of scissors, or you know, wire cutters. But I'm kind of just liking how simple this is. It doesn't have to be anything fancy to be a dangle. Just use whatever you have in the house. So I'm thinking that I'm liking this better already, but I think I could use maybe something on my elastic. And so I grabbed some crinkle ribbon, some different colors that I thought would be pretty with this journal. We have a ton of different colors of crinkle ribbon in our shop. Absolutely, so many different colors, beautiful colors. And I might go with a touch of yellow and bring in some browns. So I picked these three colors because I thought they were pretty with the cover. And I think I'm going to use all three, actually. If I can find the end. There we go. Nope, that's not an end. I know there has to be at least two ends on here. There we go. And I'm going to cut just, I don't know, 3-ish inches. I'm going to go with 2 yellow. And I've used these before, obviously. I think I'm going to go with two pieces of each color, about 3 inches. And I'm going to just tie these to the elastic, to my closure, just to give it a little something, a little visual interest. It has absolutely no other purpose than just to be pretty. All these finishing touches, that's pretty much their purpose, just to be pretty. After all, I think that's what finishing touches are. Our own jewelry, the pictures we hang on the walls in our house, is all just to add a little something. Not everything has to serve a purpose other than being pretty. visually interesting, something that catches your eye. And one more. It's kind of floofy. Might be a little too much. We'll have to see. Okay. So a little something on the side just to add a little touch of something extra. So also on the outside, I've got the back, kind of plain, kind of boring. And a lot of times I just leave the back simple and blank on my journals most of the time. I don't like to put anything three-dimensional, especially three-dimensional or bulky on the outside of my journals, because I like them to lay flat. I want to be able to write in them. But having something small on the back is, I do periodically, and so I was thinking of just adding another piece of cardstock to kind of break up the back. And since I've inked all the other edges on everything in the journal, kind of keeping with the vintage style, I'm going to do the same to this. And I might put that there and maybe add a tag or a label. Whoops. Just something small. And let's see. I don't really want to put two that both have writing. I'm looking for maybe a different shape. I thought I saw, there we go. I thought I saw one of those. I didn't do a very good job of cutting this down, so I have a little trimming to do. All right. A little ink on these edges, just cover up any extra white. Everybody's doing okay today. A little overcast and chilly here. It's been snowing. I don't know, something simple, maybe just like that. And I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac. Maybe. There's still plenty in here, it's just getting a little old. I need to thin it out a little bit. Make sure the edges are all glued down really well so it doesn't get caught on anything, especially the elastic. overlap those just a little bit. All right. Little glue seepage there, not too bad though. All right, so that's 3 things so far. To add just a little finishing touch, just something a little extra. And on the inside of this journal, I have these large pockets on the side, and on this one, I added an eyelet, and I thought it could use maybe a charm so that it is, instead of just sticking out of the pocket, it's a little something extra. And so I'll probably, let's see, probably go with the bee and using a garment pin and just put that through there. But maybe, oops, a little glue on my fingers, it just stuck. Maybe I've got a button in here that would be cute. I have so many buttons, it's absolutely crazy. I'm kind of a button hoarder. I think that's too big. Whoops. And the other day I just got a giant Ziploc bag full of them from an eBay auction. I haven't even gone through them yet, but no, that's with the buttons, I usually like just little buttons on garment pins. So something just to add a little visual interest, a little extra detail. Glue off my fingers. Maybe even that little white one. I love these garment pins. If you don't have charms or don't want to do a charm, you could use beads. Yeah, I do not like that white one. I do kind of like that black. And then that can just go through your eyelet. You could put beads on here. You could put a ribbon or string, a piece of fabric. Really anything can add a little something extra. And I like to use charms with the garment pins. And that will just dangle off the side. I think that'll be super cute. And let me put this back in the front pocket. Awesome. I think I'm liking it. So that's 4 tips. A dangle, a little ribbon on your closure, add a little something to the back, adding charms, and I think we have time for maybe 2 more ideas. Let me clean off my board here. Got a little glue on there. I just got my my glass mat just the other day. Super excited. I took on this responsibility at work. Not quite sure why I said yes, because it is adding so much stress to my job. I'm an English teacher, and I already teach 4 different subjects, and they asked at the last minute right before Christmas break if I would teach another one, and there was nobody else they could ask, and so I said yes. But then now I'm at work for about 10 hours a day, every day, and I bought this for myself as a reward for surviving my first month as we're teaching this extra class. Let's see, how about maybe one more thing to add to this journal. I like paper clips. I like to add paper clips with charms on them, or rusted paper clips. And for this journal, I was thinking maybe one of these large paper clips with these fabric covered buttons, and I thought that would be a good match. And you can get these giant paper clips. I've seen them in office supply stores like Office Depot is where I usually, or Staples is where I usually go to get office supplies. I also have gotten them on Amazon, and they have different colors, and I have both gold and silver. This one was in some Happy Mail from my sister Betsy, and I thought this would be super cute. And if you are if you have some journaling cards or tags or something, envelopes you want to just clip into your journal, these are fun. And so this one has the fabric covered button. I'm going to move that over a little bit so that my tag there, and that will be there. But if you don't have fabric covered buttons, or a place where you can find the stuff to make those, there are other things you can do, simple things you can do with paper clips. So I have some other examples. So here's a traveler's notebook that has a dangle. It has a number of little charms on it. This one has a made with love, a lipstick, and a shoe, a high heel. This elastic also has the crinkle ribbon, and on the inside is a large paper clip, and I've just put more crinkle ribbon on it. I thought it'd be perfect with this journal because it is fun and cute. So if you don't have the fabric covered buttons, then just a little bit of ribbon is all you need. And this one has same thing with the crinkle ribbon on the elastic. Instead of having a long dangle, this has just a small one with a bell and a charm. And I just put one piece of crinkle ribbon on this one. I didn't want anything too much on this journal. And if you don't have large paper clips, you don't want large paper clips, you're perfectly fine without them. There are other ways to use paper clips to zhuzh up your journal. Another little finishing touch. And let's see, I'm going to just grab a silver ring there, and I'm just putting on this just one little charm on here, close up the ring. Usually this is the point where I ruin everything. The charms have the loops on them are so small that if everything's not tight, they just fall right off. But if you squeeze too hard, then your ring winds up being smushed and not very nice looking. I don't think that's close enough yet. Okay, so what I did was I just, excuse me, let me get the glue off my finger, that looks awful. I just put a charm, just one small charm on here, but I don't want this to come off, and it will come off. So this is a trick I learned from Tracy Fox a couple of years ago, just taking needle nose pliers on the end of your paper clip and just with the turn of your wrist, or 2 turns, curling that in, and you can do that for both ends of the paper clip. And that will keep your charm from just sliding right off. And since I have the large paper clip on the top and I have a charm on the outside, let's see. And I think I'll just add this one here, keep my envelope closed. There we go. So this project is done. So today, 5 finishing touches you can add to any journal, any style of journal, that will just add a little bling, a little sparkle, a little zhuzh to make your journal a little more interesting. If you're going to sell it on in an Etsy shop or give it as a gift, they can be easily personalized. So a dangle, this is the simplest kind of dangle. You can get a lot more elaborate, and maybe we'll do a tutorial on that another time. But adding embellished paper clips and charms and all sorts of fun things. So I have a whole list of other things that we could talk about, but my 30 minutes is up, and that is my rule. I try to keep my videos at about 30 minutes. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that if you are new to junk journaling, you learned a couple of new things. If you've been doing this a while, maybe you were reminded of something you've used before and had just forgotten about. And I hope you join me for part 2 of finishing touches, and I will see you later. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.